Okay, now that lunch is over, we've had plenty of time to walk around the convention. I think it's time we move on to the highlight of the day. Highlight? What are you on about? What did you prepare behind my back this time? Hey, today's a special day. I had to make sure to prepare everything to be just right. Okay, what kind of preparation? Well, now that old man's blog's pretty famous, there were even a bunch of doujins based on it around here. And a lot of people cosplay at conventions, so I figured it'd be super cool to have them cosplay as themselves. What? Yeah, exactly. I brought their outfits. As if to reassure myself on Senpai's claims, I take a look around. Without a doubt, there are heaps of cosplayers all over the convention. Of course, most of them are fursuiters. It's a furry convention after all. But there are a handful of human cosplayers. Oh, actually, no matter what, Lin Hu and Clow are beastmen in my eyes. Okay, aren't they just humans to everybody else? This isn't really the place for that, is it? That shouldn't matter. They're still furry related characters. It's not as if there's any rules against it. Even if there's no rules to break, you should at least ask them first. Well, the old man's already on board. What? No way. Oh, the kitten told me it would be a good way to gain worshippers. Okay, what about Kalao then? My eyes drift over to Kalao. I'm not sure if he understands everything that's going on, but regardless, there's an undeniable glint in his eyes. Okay, he's good for it. Looks like there's nothing I can do then. Hey, it's not like it's a bad thing. Come on, let's get started. Swiftly but surely, Senpai pulls the two of them off into a nearby changing room. It's not long before I hear commotion begin to erupt as they walk over to me. Lin Hu and Kalao stand before me, looking just like what I see every day, although somewhat different. I guess the materials feel a little off from their spiritual forms, but I wouldn't be able to tell you how. Okay, so they're cosplaying as themselves, it's kind of weird. However, everybody else couldn't care less about such minute inaccuracies. Almost immediately, they're surrounded once people begin to recognise them. Swarmed, Lin Hu folds his arms to cover his chest, putting on a serious face that I know is just a front to cover his shyness. Kalao, on the other hand, stands there like normal, observing the crowd innocently and answering questions with a short word or two. The quality of the cosplay is up to near authentic levels, clearly driving the fans crazy. No, they are authentic. Kalao, please notice me. Random dude. Can I take a selfie with you? Hey, could you do that pose where yeah, that one. The crowd steadily gathers around the stony Lin Hu and the ever-accommodating Kalao, who continues to do whatever everybody likes. I guess this is why Senpai kept going on about how Kalao would make it great in showbiz. There really is a lot of people. They have the perfect figures and personalities for it. Who wouldn't love to see them cosplay? So Senpai, why did you go out of your way to make the costumes for him? Sure, of course you wanted to do something cool and all, but or maybe it was more that he just wanted to show off. I'm a little worried, like shouldn't we go to an amusement park or something? Do something they can actually experience with their real bodies? Liao, what do you think is wrong? What? You can tell like I'm thinking. Not that, I mean, we should be making the most out of today. Let me ask you, Kalao and the old man, what do you think their goals are? Goals? What do you mean? I mean long-term goals, like career goals. The old man, for example, he wants worshippers, right? Widely speaking, he wants people to maintain the traditional beliefs in their hearts. Same thing for Kalao. He wants everybody to pay attention to the original Taiwanese people and tribes, like the Rukai. I'll admit, worshippers gained like this are biased, but you always have to take the first step. If you don't show off, then no one's going to pay attention to you. So you want them to get closer to real people? Yeah. If they take this chance, they'll save themselves a whole bunch of trouble in the future. If you say so. Still, you can't solve everything so easily. I've got faith that they can hold out on their own. Let's head off. I saw some really cool stuff over here. Yeah, you just want to spend some time alone with me, don't you? You got me. After all, it's my first convention with you, Liao. It's not like we can lose those two at this point. So let's just spend some time together before the day's over. Okay, I see it. Even if it's Incarnation Day, I shouldn't leave Senpai behind, so I guess this will be the best chance I get to walk away for a minute. Those two have more than enough fans to deal with as it is. I walk off with Senpai toward the back of the convention hall. He is not nearly as obvious as Lin Hu or Likalao, so it's nice to get a chance to relax. As we went along, Senpai picked out some cute merchandise for himself, although he doesn't seem to be really interested in any of the doujins. It's not like Senpai's into furry stuff, so I guess that's to be expected. I wonder if he finds the convention boring. A second look at him tells me otherwise. He darts between booths, clearly deeply invested in all the cute artwork and merchandise festooned across them. Watching him, I can't help but smile at his fervour. We tried to walk through everything slowly, but Senpai already went through all the stores when he was shopping for me this morning. There's nothing much left to do, so it wasn't long before we returned to the other two big cats. To the surprise of neither of us, Lin Hu and Clow were still swamped by a sizable crowd. While Clow dutifully makes poses and fulfills requests, Lin Hu on the other hand seems exhausted. Afraid that Lin Hu wouldn't be able to last much longer, I suggest that Senpai should escort them back to the changing rooms. Soon enough, they return in their clothes from earlier. Oh wow, I appear to have gained quite a new understanding of my worshippers. I guess you've never dealt with so many people before. That would be putting it lightly. I've never had much experience being prayed to any worshippers at all for that matter. I want to remind him that they just wanted photos with him, but for his sake I hold back my correction. Yeah, they weren't praying to him. Did you think it was cool, Clow? Yeah, are satisfying people, so that makes me happy. Didn't it stress you out? All those people were asking a lot out of you. No. See, that's why I said he'd knock it out of the park in the entertainment biz. Sure, Senpai. Anyway, it's getting on into the afternoon now. We should get moving. I believe I promised to keep you company this afternoon, right, Lin Hu? Oh yeah. A brilliant, warm smile brightens up Lin Hu's previously sullen mood as he reaches out to hold my hand. Well, Clow, I think we should get moving ourselves. Alright, Clow seems a little disappointed, but he still takes his leave, following in Senpai's footsteps. With nothing else to keep us, we walk back to the bustling convention hall and its myriad of artist booths. Walking through here in the afternoon is a nice change of pace. Since a bunch of people have already left the hall, it's more welcoming and less like a battleground. Many of the booth owners seem relieved to just have a chance to sit back and talk with each other. For some reason, Lin Hu is prominently captivated by the many doujins on sale, particularly those featuring himself. His blog is seriously getting too famous at this point. Unfortunately, many of them are long sold out. After all, it's late in the afternoon. Regardless, I relent his protest and agree to buy any in case they go on sale again in the future. Not that I have any idea why he wants them so fervently, or would he want doujins of himself. I don't think I'll ever possibly understand. Regardless, it's not long before the convention comes to an end. The passing conversations about dinner parties and the aisles of people so oh shit, I missed all that. So dismantling booths let us know it's about time to leave. Okay, we missed that line, go back. And as if just on cue, I see Senpai and Clow coming over to meet us. Guess it's home time, right? Certainly, what a wonderful day. Many pictures, very happy. Okay, so the afternoon session was really short. Does that mean that there's a bit of a Guardian Tiger route that we need to go back to? If there is, I'll edit that in now. Okay, so now this time we're going to check out Lin Hu's route. Hey Clow, I'll absolutely spend time with you this afternoon, but first I want to hang out with Lin Hu. Is that okay? If you want that, then that will be fine. And when I get back, we'll be able to spend a bunch of time together. I look forward to it, so just wait a little while, okay? Okay. Oh, so you worked it out. I'll take care of Clow. Come on, don't look so upset. Let's go, Clow. I'll be sure to show you some good stuff. And just like that, my senpai appeared out of nowhere, grabbed Clow and dragged him away in the opposite direction, definitely on purpose. I do hope I don't owe him for that. Hey, cheer up. It's not like I won't get to him later anyway. Even if I chose to spend time with Lin Hu first, that doesn't mean I'm partial to him. I just want Clow and Lin Hu to both be happy. Off we go. At least we're finally able to properly walk through the convention. Even if it's not as crowded as the entrance, there's still heaps of people here. Looking around, some of the booths have lines all over the place. Thank God I had Senpai run in and get the stuff I wanted earlier this morning. So, Lin Hu, what's up? Did Goddess Mazu say anything about the incarnation, that is? After all, you had to borrow the power of Yaogoi. I'm worried that the goddess would be displeased. To speak honestly, there was a quarrel back at the temple. Okay, what kind of quarrel? Not a serious one. Clairvoyant and clairaudience merely expressed their concerns. A few gripes were also passed between the other guardian tigers, clearly out of envy if you ask me. Regardless, they are not worthy of my attention. So the goddess agreed. She asked for silence and then provided consent, although she did not provide her explanation until our meeting in private. Okay, so what's her reasons? I mean, if you're able to tell me. She said that whilst such actions would be out of order, they would be allowed so that I may get closer to Ajitong. That, and apparently she believes it beneficial to grow my familiarity with the kitten and the Yaogoi of the Yan family. What, the Yaogoi of the Yan family? Correct, but it's not something to be proud of. Again, as you very well know, the gods and Yaogoi do not necessarily rival each other. As such, occasionally we may turn a blind eye to some Yaogoi of notable force. Okay, so the Yaogoi of the Yan family are powerful enough that the gods usually don't bother with them. The Yan family has developed over many generations, but I do not know much more. After all, our temple is located far south from here. For an idea of the nature of things, even the city god of Taipei would not easily get in their way. Hence, it's a worthwhile premise to be on good terms with them. That, for gods, that seems really, I don't know, disquieting. What else would we do? Those Yaogoi are the protectors of the Yan family. In a way, all they achieve is helping people. Just because they are Yaogoi does not mean that the gods should just kill them. So offering your body like this is more of a diplomatic move than anything. All I see it as is an opportunity to be with you, Liao. So basically, the goddess only agreed to this to grow face with the Yaogoi of the Yan family. And here I am thinking she wanted the best for Linhu and me. Please don't fill your head with such nonsense. You know as much as I do that the goddess wishes only to support us. You knew exactly what was bothering me. Your worries were clear from one look on your face. Okay, so putting that aside now, that over there, it's taken my attention for some time. You don't suppose that this is meant to be me by any chance? I look in the direction of his gesturing. It's a character on the cover of a nearby Doujinshi that clearly resembles a guardian tiger, one uncannily similar to Linhu himself. Oh, you mean that? Yeah, that's you. Me? You didn't know? After all those daily life of worshipper posts you always put around your blog, I guess it was bound to happen. Of course, you did express that gods don't have set appearances or genders. However, that doesn't stop the internet from digging into it. There's online headcanons about you, how you look, your weight, even what you do all day. A bit of it's cooked up, but it's amazing the kind of detail people get into. Even Clow and Senpai have fan followings online now. Honestly, you guys are getting pretty popular in the fandom. Popular? Does that mean we have fan art? Yeah, there's fan art of you all over the place. Of course, I try not to look at any when you guys are around. It kind of feels a bit weird. I mean, I only look at them to make sure I'm not exposed. It'd be a pain if people found out about me. Thankfully, no one talks about me online. All they care about is shipping you guys together, you know. Everyone loves beastmen, right? Linhu's features are plastered with a complicated expression, a mixture of bewilderment, embarrassment, and a distinctly bashful reverting glare that I've never ever quite seen on the Tiger Man before. Alright, to be sure, this does say adults only, correct? Don't look at adult porn of yourself, no! Okay, what else do you expect from a Doujinshi market? Am I to believe then that this is an illustration of me and the kitten? I mean, I can't be sure, but maybe? So, I don't want to step on Linhu's feelings, but he's right, everyone ships him with Kalau and Senpai. With complete disregard of the doujin's supposed content, Linhu walks straight up to the booth. If possible, may I take a look at the book? Oh no. The booth owner is somewhat intimidated by Linhu. Without speaking, he points to a sample book on the table. Clearly, there's no need to ask if he's over 18. Yes, I will pay for this. What? Paying no attention to my exclamation, Linhu pays the artist and takes a copy of the doujin in question. Why do my actions surprise you? You're okay with it? Why not? After all, this is but the author's imagination. There is no ill will towards me whatsoever. Don't you think it's a little bit disrespectful? Perhaps some gods may see it that way. However, I'm quite used to it. If you recall, I have read every single book you own, regardless of content. I'm grateful. For that matter, I highly doubt that either Nikolao or the kitten would mind either. It is not as if it depicts any other gods to be bothered by this. Hey, strange question, but in general, what do you think of people drawing porn of, you know, gods? I would say it is respect that matters. Not I'm saying respect is a free pass to do whatever you want, but I believe that people who possess respect know what to do and what not to do. However, if you do feel guilty, nothing is stopping you from going to a temple. I'd say most gods could care less, just so long as you bring them sacrifices. So it's the sacrifices that matter. No, it's belief. To be clear, It does depend on the god in question. It's not like I can speak for everybody, just like humans, everyone's different. For that matter, this concept for this book is quite intriguing. Lin Hu returns his attention to flipping it through the pages of the book as I peek at the pages beside his shoulder. I did see a preview of the book online, but didn't read it since I was afraid one of them seeing it and being embarrassed by it. Regardless of the premise, it's a doujin, one hot and steamy enough to get almost any guy flustered, and yet it still doesn't offend him in the slightest. He seems to enjoy it for that matter. So you did say there have been many books like this recently, did you not? I guess so. In that case, hurry on now. I wish to procure all of them. He wants all the porn of himself. What? That's a ton of money, and that's beside the point. Oh, okay. Okay, I never expected to be quite this popular. Man, I'm exhausted. In the span of the past hour, we walked the whole convention, frantically. Despite our best efforts, many doujins had already sold out by the time we reached their booths. Clearly, we'd sprung into action far too late. Of course, I didn't ask Senpai to get any of them. After all, I was trying to make sure they didn't find out. It's too late for that now. Even then, like Lin Hu said, I never expected them to be nearly this popular. They're literally all over the con. Every one of the sold out books just happened to be about me. Really, I'm not surprised though. I shall not worry about losing belief anytime soon. I freeze up in embarrassment just thinking about the roles Lin Hu must play in all those doujins. You really don't mind. Those books, considering the stuff you and Kalau and Senpai it's a somewhat odd thought, but none of it is real. Honestly, I'm intrigued by how people see us paired together. So, are you jealous? Hey, what are you talking about? It's just the contents. Well, what if I really did have feelings toward those two? Seriously? I'm kidding, look at yourself, so worried about something like that. Lin Hu pokes my nose. I'm fine, merely reading these for fun. After all, I wouldn't be as insensitive as to do so if I really had any such relations with them now, would I? I guess. Hey, I wasn't worried. I just thought you would have been embarrassed to see... I wouldn't. I know the difference between fiction and reality. However, you're cute when you're jealous, Liao. I am not. It's okay. Lin Hu brushes his paw gently along the side of my face. Okay, well, it's lunchtime, so let's go get some food. I pull out my phone and call Senpai, mostly as a way to avoid where that conversation was heading. Quickly, we organise lunch and meet up with Senpai and Kalau. How things go for you guys? Yeah, not bad. It's so cool, there's heaps of people wearing cute animal suits. We went walking around taking photos with them. Don't worry, I'll be sure to show you when you get back home. So Senpai was taking photos with the fursuiters. I wonder what they look like.